So what do you do when your baby seems to be choking on breast milk when you're breastfeeding? This is a question I get every now and then here at the office, and I'm going to be answering that today. Hi, I'm Dr. BD, pediatrician at Partners in Pediatrics and Family Health and CEO of Newborn Prep Academy. And I am here to answer that question because it's a very important question and one that oftentimes can make moms quite nervous when they're breastfeeding and the newborn baby seems to be choking on breast milk during the process of breastfeeding. And this can happen for a number of reasons. One is if a mom has an oversupply of milk and or a very forceful letdown, that can just have a lot of milk really coming out at the same time. And baby sometimes can have difficulty sort of controlling that amount of milk, and so can choke while trying to swallow the excess milk that's coming out of mom's breast. There are other times where the baby also might just have a very forceful suck, and so they're just really sucking very hard. And of course, that's going to and in some cases, mom may also produce a lot of milk during that process, which can also make the baby, again, have to deal with a lot of supply of breast milk at the same time and can cause them to choke as well. In either case, oftentimes, what you can do is just take the baby off the breast for a few minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, and put the baby back to breast. And that's enough for them to sort of regain control of themselves and resume the process of breastfeeding. There are times where it may be helpful if you just have a lot of supply of milk, and if this is happening often, to maybe change the position of breastfeeding, such as laying down and having your baby on top of you, which you have gravity working against the process in that case, and so there isn't as much of the force of the milk coming down into the baby's mouth if they are at your arm and the milk is coming downwards with gravity helping. So that's something that can be helpful as well. I do find, just with experience over time and taking care of moms and their babies, that babies tend to over time learn how to modulate how hard they're sucking so that they don't suck too hard where more milk is coming out than they can handle. And so oftentimes this is a problem that is not very long-lived. Like, it tends to get better as the baby gets older and is able to control that to some extent. And I will say that it's important for every parent to learn how to perform CPR, so that in the event it seems your baby is really having a problem, trouble breathing during that process, that you're able to perform CPR and certainly call 911 emergency services so you can get some help. Thankfully, this is not something that happens very commonly in terms of baby getting that distressed. Usually, just pulling away for a minute or two is enough to help the baby regain their composure and sort of get back to breastfeeding. Now, I will say this can be something that can happen also with bottle feeding. If you're bottle feeding, whether that's express breast milk or formula, that can happen also where the baby seems to be choking on milk. Oftentimes, that's a little easier to control. You can just change the size of the nipple and make it a little smaller, so the baby has to suck a little harder and there isn't as much flow. And also maybe feeding the baby somewhat more upright as opposed to all the way laying down might help a little bit as well, where you don't have gravity helping in that process as well. All right, well, so there you have it. Hope that helps. If you have a mom or a dad who is concerned about the baby who seems to be choking at the breast while breastfeeding, these are a few tips that can be helpful, and hope that helps. Now, again, this is Dr. B of the Newborn Prep Academy and pediatrician at Partners in Pediatrics and Family Health. If you're in the Washington County area in Maryland, we would love to care for you. You can call the office at 301-791-7060. And wherever you're watching this, there are going to be resources to help you care for your baby more confidently. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're watching this on YouTube. Like it if you are on other social media, and send this to a friend who's caring for a baby, because this is useful information for them. All right, thank you. Until next time, Dr. Biddy here.